Hi, we are the midwives from the Royal Jubilee Maternity Hospital getting ready for baby team. We appreciate that this is a highly emotional time for everyone, particularly in the middle of this pandemic. We have decided to put together a short video to help you manage the early stages of labour at home, and hopefully this will alleviate some of your concerns. Going into labour is exciting, but you may also feel apprehensive, so it helps to be well prepared in advance. Knowing all about the stages of labour and what to expect can help you feel more confident and in control when the time comes. We hope to answer questions such as, how do I know I'm in labour? What are the signs of labour? How do I cope with labour at home? What will I bring with me to the hospital? Labour is a journey which can take a varying amount of time and differing directions. Every woman's labour is individual to them, and theirs is a unique journey. There are 3 stages of labour. The first stage is the longest and begins as the cervix begins to thin out and open or dilate. It eventually opens or dilates to 10 centimetres to allow you to progress to your second stage of labour. The second stage is when baby moves down through the birth canal and is born, and this is when you finally get to meet your baby. The third stage is when the afterbirth or the placenta is delivered. So what are you looking for? What are the signs of your labour? There will be several signs that will indicate that your body is ready to go into labour. You may have what is called a show, which is a plug of mucus which can be pink or blood-stained. This sits in the cervix and will dislodge once the cervix starts to move prior to labour. You don't need to call the hospital at this stage, but just be excited to know that labour is going to begin within few or several days. You're getting much closer to meeting your baby. Some women experience loose bowel motions prior to labour. Again, you don't need to contact the hospital, just stay well hydrated and replace your energy with small snacks and meals. Your waters may break. This is the bag of fluid that surrounds baby and provides a barrier to infection during pregnancy. Your waters may break before labour starts or at any time during labour. It has even been known to happen after baby has delivered. It can vary from a small trickle of fluid to a large gush of fluid. When this happens, you know that labour is imminent and you're one step closer. It should be a straw, clear coloured liquid with no strong odour. You should note the time that this happened, and it is a good idea to place a sanitary pad on for monitoring of the situation. You should ring admissions if you think your waters have gone for further advice and assessment.
During pregnancy, the cervix will be firm and closed, and even before labour starts, the cervix can shorten and start to thin out, which we call effacement. The contractions at this stage will be mild and irregular and might even stop and start. You might experience backache and cramps as the muscles in the uterus start to contract and cause the cervix to shorten and dilate up to 3 to 4 centimetres. This stage can last several days or even weeks before active labour starts. As labour progresses, your contractions will become stronger, longer and regular. It will be these regular, strong contractions which really get labour established. I can demonstrate this using my balloon and ball. So if you imagine the balloon is your uterus and the neck here is the neck of the womb or cervix. So the mild irregular contractions in the early stage of labour, really not much change to the cervix yet. But as the contractions become stronger, last longer, come frequently, you can see that slowly the cervix begins to shorten and dilate, and very slowly dilates up to 10 centimetres. So think about ways to stay calm and relaxed. Going for a walk, as staying upright and active will help your baby's journey through the pelvis. It might help to look at this welly boot to explain why. As you can see, that the curve in the welly boot is a bit like the curve in the pelvis. So as you put your foot into the welly boot, it takes a little bit more effort to get it right down into the bottom. So if you're lying flat on your back, the baby's journey through the curve in the pelvis will be uphill. Being upright will help, but using a ball or other birthing positions that help tilt your pelvis into the right direction can really help the baby's progress down through the birth canal. Have a look at the Royal College of Midwives or National Childbirth Trust websites for some suggestions on positions that might help keep you more comfortable and help the baby's journey. Breathing and relaxation techniques will be invaluable, so try to practice big deep breaths in and long, slow, steady breaths all the way out. Hypnobirthing may also be beneficial. We recommend this guide by Mary Mongan, and you can also access hypnobirthing courses online. Good support from your labour partner will also be invaluable, so lots of touch, cuddles, massage, making love will all help the release of oxytocin and help your labour progress. Eat little and often. Carbohydrates are good at keeping energy levels up, and drink plenty of fluids. Remember to empty your bladder frequently. A warm bath, heat pack or TENS machine might also help to relieve the discomfort. Contact your midwife or the antenatal education department if you wish to use the TENS machine. Paracetamol is also perfectly safe to use in early labour. Just be sure to follow the directions on the packet. So, labour is a journey. It might take some time, especially if this is your first baby. But making that journey more relaxed and easy for mum will make the experience more relaxed and easy for baby.
I'm going to talk to you now about some of the practicalities about coming to hospital. So when should you go to hospital? Well, as a general rule, we would suggest that when your contractions are becoming stronger and more regular, maybe coming about every 5 minutes, lasting about 60 seconds, it's a good idea to ring for advice or attend the hospital. But do remember, as Helen said earlier, the longer you stay at home, the more likely you are to have a normal delivery. But please be aware that second babies can come much quicker than first, so you may want to go to the hospital a bit sooner. You should also attend the hospital for the following reasons. If you have reduced fetal movement, you should always get checked out at admissions. There is a wee leaflet here in your maternity handheld records that you can refer to with regard to fetal movement, but please don't put off coming to hospital if your baby's movement is reduced. If you have any bleeding, if your waters break, as Grainne had said before, you want to ring ahead for advice. If you're less than 37 weeks, this is classed as premature labour, and we would advise you then to go to hospital, as you need to be kept a close eye on. If you have any other health conditions such as diabetes, previous caesarean section, or anything that you've been advised if labour starts to come to hospital, then it's a good idea to go on up at that point. You might just feel you need some added support or some help with the discomfort of your contractions. But please don't delay coming to hospital, and where possible, ring ahead. What should you bring with you to hospital? The most important thing is your maternity handheld records, which is your green notes that you carry with you to all your appointments. Also bring a bag packed with everything that you need for you and your baby. For more information on this, you can go to the Belfast Trust website, and under the maternity services section there's a list of stuff that you can bring with you to hospital for you and your baby. You can also find in your pregnancy book a list of what you need to bring with you as well. It's a good idea to bring some snacks, some isotonic drinks, music, anything at all, your favourite pillow, anything from home that's going to make your environment a bit more relaxed and comfortable. So a lot of you may be wondering, what are your midwifery-led birth options now with the matter currently closed due to the COVID pandemic? Well, please rest assured that the midwifery-led team in the matter are working in partnership with the midwives in the Royal Jubilee Maternity Hospital to provide a midwifery-led birth in the ABC unit of Royal Jubilee Maternity. Please speak to your midwife antenatally about this, and if you have opted for a home birth, then speak to your community midwife and follow the procedure that you have agreed in partnership with her. So what are the changes currently due to the COVID-19 pandemic? Well, only one birth companion should accompany you in labour. It also is a good idea to have a backup person in case that birth companion has any symptoms of COVID, because if they do, they will not be allowed to accompany you to delivery suite. If you yourself, mum, have any symptoms, it is a good idea to ring ahead and let the staff know so that they can be prepared to welcome you. It's also important to note that all women now on admission are being offered a swab for COVID-19. But please, please remember, the safety of you and your baby is paramount. Don't delay coming to hospital or ringing for advice due to any concerns you might have regarding COVID-19. This picture shows different levels of PPE that staff may be wearing when you're in the hospital. Depending on where you are, they wear different types of PPE. But this is to protect you and your baby as well as themselves and others. And we want to reassure you that we're taking all the safety precautions necessary to ensure that you and your baby are safe when you come to hospital. So for further information, please go on to the Belfast Trust website, and under maternity services there's lots of good information with regard to all these things we've talked about. If you have any concerns or issues, you can ring admissions, and the number is now on the screen, or you can phone the maternity helpline for any general inquiries with regard to your pregnancy. And finally, we in the Getting Ready for Baby team and Antenatal Education would like to thank you for watching this video. We do hope that you found it helpful, and we look forward to helping you to welcome your baby safely and calmly into the world. Many thanks.